Hello everyone, and it's finally here. Well, finally been announced, that is. Update 3.0, Shadow of Revan has finally been announced, and what are we getting for this? We're getting some new story, we're getting new planets, we're getting a new level cap, but I don't want to talk about any of that because I think that the biggest change in 3.0 is going to come from the discipline system. The discipline system, if you don't know what it is they're basically doing away with the old skill trees. All the old skill trees are going to be gone, and this is a good thing. I think it's a very good thing because the old skill trees, the problem with them is the game became kind of cookie cutter right now. Right now the game is very cookie cutter. You've got to take this, you've got to use this, you know. And that's not what we want, really. We don't want the abilities and the rotations to become cookie cutter, and that's where I feel we've been going with 2.0. But 3.0 is set to shake all that up, I should say. And you know, it looks like a very good system. Now it looks fairly similar it's fairly similar to Diablo 3 kind of thing, where you have an ability, you have a set path of abilities now, but you have ability modifiers. That's what I really liked about Diablo. You'd have an ability and then you'd have modifiers for it to do, you know, more cleave damage. You would get a thing to give it a fire effect, maybe do a bit of damage over time, things like that. That's the main thing that you're going to look at. You've got two basic trees now. You've got your skill path, and you've got your utility, which is going to be things, utility points that you're going to spend. The utility points are going to change the way abilities work, similar to Diablo 3 with the modifiers. This is a very good thing because hopefully it gives us some real choice and gives us a character that we want to build, you know, something that feels unique at least. There will always be people, of course, who are going to just metagame and tell you this is the best and you got to pick this if you're going to raid. There are going to be that. We're never going to get away from that, but it is nice to see them trying something different. So you've got two basic trees right now. I'm looking at the picture on the website, the work in progress picture. You've got your left hand side, which is just the skill path, which is fairly linear. You basically get the abilities. Now I should point out, you still pick the same spec, like you still pick from healer, tank, DPS. You still pick like lethality, scrapper, or what was the Sawbones, the scoundrel one's called. So you're still gonna pick your role. It doesn't mean that they're doing away with clash roles or anything like that. But when you get to level 10, you still get the choice of advanced class, and you'll still get the choice of discipline that you're going to choose for your advanced class. It would be nice to have dual discipline. I really think this is a great opportunity to have dual disciplines in the game, because field respec no longer feels necessary, because field respec, all it did was reset your talent points in the skill tree. So hopefully we can get dual spec in the game. It would be nice to change your discipline with one button. It seems like that this could be the best way to get dual spec into the game, is to do this. And so what are we losing essentially, and what are we gaining from this? Well, the biggest gain is that tanks and healers are going to notice a huge difference, because beforehand what BioWare had to do was lock away the best tanking and healing kind of abilities high up the skill tree. That was a big problem for people rolling tanks and healers, is you never felt like a tank or felt like a real healer until you hit about level 30. The classic example was always the Sage. The Sage was awful as a healer until level 30, when you finally started to get some other heals other than your two heals that you had, that every Sage gets. So hopefully this is going to be the key to that. I mean, you can't now, because you pick a discipline, I need to get used to saying that. Pick a discipline, pick a skill tree I was going to say there, but pick a discipline. What happens now is you are kind of locked into that role. I guess that field respec should hopefully become dual spec, and you can pick two of them and you can go between them, because it would be nice for leveling as a healer. It's always nice to go to DPS and so forth when we're doing this. So So when you're questing and when you are doing group stuff, it's nice to be able to switch between them. So hopefully we'll get that. It hasn't been announced yet, but I hope that's in the game. I hope they're not doing away with field respec, because field respec lets us create, lets us quest as a DPS and then respec to healer, and play the group content as a healer and play the solo content as a DPS. So what we're going to get, again, we're going to get more healing abilities and more tanking abilities at low level. Whether this means they will change the gear for low level, I don't know. Maybe we'll start to get tank gear at low level. For me, I think this would be a nice thing to have, because you could really learn how to tank now at low level. It's one of the problems for tanking, is you're just a DPS with high threat at low level currently, and as a healer, you're just a DPS with some extra heals, essentially, at low level. So hopefully we get some good heals and good tanking abilities, good threat generation abilities at low level, because that's the big thing. We want threat and mitigation abilities as a tank, and as a healer we want some of the more fun aspects. We do want things like slow release med pack, things like emergency med pack. We want that. We want those kind of things early, because you have to wait a while, and that was always the problem with the old skill tree system, was you had to hide away those talents, because of course if you put slow release med pack in at the bottom of the tree, everyone would take it. Every DPS would take it. Why not? It's slow release med pack would just make you overpowered as a DPS. You were so overpowered. Right now, if you want slow release med pack as a DPS, you have to give up Flechette round, basically, and you're never going to do that right now. You can kind of spec into the healer tree a little bit. I tend to do it if I'm soloing something difficult, tend to just spec a little, dedicate all of the points left over into the healer tree. It just gives me some nice, gives me some options for healing. It would be nice to have them built into the utility. Maybe some extra survival options if we don't want pure damage, so that we can maybe solo the odd heroic quest or something like that. Would be nice to see that in 3.0. But again, it looks like a very interesting system. So there's going to be 3 tiers of utility, and so you're going to get extra things. You're maybe going to get things that were in the other skill trees, is what they've said. An example they've said is that you're going to get the energy, damage reduction when you enter Entrench, where if you're in engineering. This was previously a marksmanship skill, so this is what they're going to do. They're going to take skills from what was in the other skill trees and maybe give you them for that. It would be interesting to see what they do with particularly the Marauder and particularly with Rage spec. Maybe they'll give you things like, I would like to see things that have a positive and negative value, like maybe you can do extra damage, or maybe you can have your auto crit back on Smash in PvP, but it triples the cooldown or something like that. It gives you like a 15-second cooldown instead of a 4-second cooldown on your auto crit. Something like that would be interesting. Again, Focus and Rage are that's the spec that seems to be overlooked right now for a Marauder. I'd like to see what they do with that in 3.0. It'll be interesting. I mean, we'll take a look at the classes and just after 3.0, and again we'll have a little look at them in an upcoming video. So it launches on December 2nd. It is early access, and you get various pre-order bonuses for the game. You do get a 12 times XP boost for your class quest. That's just insane. 12 times. Yeah, you get 12 times. I saw some screenshots on Twitter where people confirming that this does work, and you're getting like 146k XP for low-level class quests. I mean, my god, that is just insane. You can level up now, between now and December 2nd. December 2nd is when you get early access if you pre-order right now. It is a paid expansion, it's not a free expansion for subs. A lot of people felt like it could have been a free expansion for subs, but no, you have to pay for it. It'll probably go free in the end, but it's nice to see that the level cap, we kind of expected the level cap to go to 60. We're getting 5 new flashpoints and 2 new operations at level 60. There's no details on them yet, but I'm sure we'll get them in the future. The discipline system probably is the best feature So we're going to get new gear, of course. It's going to be Revanite gear. Is going to be the one of the tiers. We know that. We're also getting armored vehicle transports, whatever they are. Maybe they'll be. Maybe we'll get mounted combat. Maybe we'll get PvE in space. Maybe we'll get a starfighter PvE. Who knows? But yeah, this video has gone on for a little bit now, and I'm quite excited for 3.0 actually. I think it's going to be interesting to see Revan. So is Revan going to be the end boss? That's the interesting thing at level 60, because there's going to be 2 new raids. We don't know what they're going to be yet. 5 new high level flashpoints is what they've said. No, it just says new. No, it doesn't say. It just says fighting new. It doesn't say 5 actually. It's going to have 2 are going to be new tactical flashpoints and 4 hard mode flashpoints. So I imagine that the 2 tactical ones, there's going to be 2 new tactical ones, which is interesting. Be interested to see what the 4 are. Will it be just Korriban, Tython, Manaan, and Legacy of Rakata HM? And then they'll probably add the 2 role neutral ones, the 2 tactical ones. Probably add them at a later date, but we are getting a level cap increase, and we'll talk a little bit more about a level cap increase in a later video, because I know a lot of people are kind of have a downer on the level cap increase. I'm going to try and explain why it's necessary to have a level cap increase in another video, because we're going to talk about that. So we're going to get new gear tiers. I take it all of the comms and things will be squished. Currently the ultimate, elite, basic comms will all be squished into one comm. Probably cartel comms, I imagine it will be, but we'll talk about that, and we'll also do a video on preparing for expansion 3.0. We're going to do a video on that at a later date. I'm going to go and level a Shadow, I think, and I think we'll bring back Let's Level as well, and we'll level a Merc. We might as well take advantage of this and get Iala level to 55 at least, and I'll probably level my Shadow, and I'm probably going to level my Commando as well, just to complete the collection. Then I can say I have every class at 55. So I'm going to go and pre-order it. I haven't pre-ordered it yet. I'm going to go pre-order it. If you pre-order it before November 2nd, you do get the class XP boost. You get a grand statue of Revan, and if you don't have Rise of the Hutt Cartel, you do get it. So you get the previous expansion as well, and you get 7 days of early access. There's no word yet whether it'll be on the PTS. We'll have a look at it on the PTS. I did check out 2.0 on the PTS. I really didn't like it, and it put me off the PTS, and I'm going to explain why in a later video. So we've got a lot of good videos coming up about 3.0. I've got a lot of things that I want to add, I want to talk about in 3.0. So don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for joining me, and goodbye.